Yes, sir. Hello, 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 everyone. Let's see, I'm not terribly late. I am not even 30 minutes late. How about that? I made it. Yay. I'm just gonna chat for a minute until everybody comes in. Y'all know I went to the library book sale. Isn't this pretty? I thought I'd show a few of the things I got today. Hi, Barb. Since I just got here, you're the first one to visit. This is just a, what does it say? It is a thesaurus of words and phrases. So, folks, yeah, Barb, sometimes I can't type either. So, anyways, it was just, I like this kind of thing for bases on my pages, so it was a perfect thing. And I think y'all know that the book sale was an entire bag. Oh, good, Barb, you got it. And there's Laura, and there's Sharon. Hello, guys. I'm sorry I'm late, but most of you knew I was going to be. I have to tell you a story. I went to the library book sale, and I'm standing in line this morning before they would let us in, and this woman and her husband come up to me and said, "Hi, Lori." Well, she didn't say hi, Lori. Anyways, she said, "Oh, it's Laura and Lori are both here. Excuse me, guys." She goes, "You're Tanya McGuire, aren't you?" And I'm going, "Hi, Becky." And I'm going, "Yes, I am." And I said, and I'm kind of like, and I'm sorry, but I don't know who you are. She said, "Well, I watch you on YouTube." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, how fun." So, hello, sis, and if I murder your name or if I've forgotten it, I apologize. Hello, Cecilia. She lives over in Milton, and she was at the library book sale this morning. So, it was fun, Becky. It really was. It was like really neat to run it. She said she's one of my stalkers. I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I got this thesaurus. I'm going to make a pile. We'll hope they don't collide. These are, hi, Mindy. Hi, Beth Ann. These are books. It says they're the Standard Encyclopedia of Horticulture. I was kind of disappointed in the book sale today. There wasn't as many books, and they had very little of the older books. I'm afraid they've gone through and gotten rid of stuff. It doesn't have a date there. Let's see if it has a date. It's just 1950. I knew it wasn't real old, but the color on it is gorgeous, and there's some beautiful images in it. Look at these. And the pages are pretty too. They have different kinds of pages, but there's some beautiful, beautiful images in it. And somebody's notes. Well, that's just a greenhouse. Isn't that pretty? I just thought there was some really lovely images in it, and I actually got two of them. It's a, you know, where half there. Oh, look at these. See, isn't it gorgeous? 25 cents per pound. That would be. Our Goodwill doesn't do that way, Becky. They do. I think the hardcovers are a two for $1.50. I think they're 75 cents for the hardcovers and 50 cents for the soft covers. So I got two of those, and they're big and heavy. Jeffrey found this. Jeffrey found a few good things. I can't wait for Lisa to get here. I have a secret to tell her. But I thought there was some fun images in here. It's not a real old book or anything, But I liked the images. I liked the pottery. I liked the designs in the pottery. I don't know if you can see that very well, but so I mean, I just have to fill up. Yeah, Becky, our clearance center, the other stuff is 75 cents a pound, but the books they charge differently for. Ooh, that would be good, Lori. Well, I know that we got a whole lot of books for $5. Oh dear. Yeah, Barb, I've been there. Then we got some different, this one is flowering house plants. I thought that was pretty color purple. But it had some really nice illustrations in it. I think Jeffrey found this one too. He doesn't he doesn't look for himself. He looks for me. So let's see what we got here. Oh, this is Christmas carols. And it was really funny. I was looking at a different book and this just popped out. So and I thought that was just gorgeous. The whole thing about it was beautiful. And this one is Citizens of New Salem, but it was the illustrations in it that got me. I loved that. Oh, Kendra's here. Hello, Kendra. Guys, if I've missed anybody, I'm sorry. I'm paying attention to the books and look, several of them had library pockets and cards and things in them, and they actually have the cards in them, so that was fun. Oh, Jeff grabbed this. I haven't really looked at it. Dang, that's a pretty piece of purple too. But some of these stenciling designs were real pretty, and I thought, well, you know, doesn't hurt me to grab it. Plus, I like the size of the cover. I thought maybe I would pull it and use the cover. Doodles? Which one, Becky? Hi, Penny. I didn't see you pop in. Hello, hello. This one was real pretty too. It's got more of a drawing illustrations in it. And I knew I would use these. So we did pretty good. Perfect cover for ATCs. I don't think it'll fit two of them, Barb. It might, oh, it would go this way. Okay, Becky. Yeah, dude, I think 12 by 12 might, let's see how tall this is. Yeah, that's what I thought. 12 by 12 paper, I could trim it and it would fit, like, make like really nice pages in there. Hi, Dawn. So that was those. We actually got 3 bags full, so I spent $15. Oh, and this one's it's a Japanese flyer that Jeff found. Hi, Mary. Okay, I'm going to I'm going to do some totally junk journal later. I'm just showing off my my book sale haul. You just have to show us what you do when you get finished. And this is a souvenir guidebook, and it had some really interesting illustrations. Plus, I just loved the pages. I thought the pages were gorgeous. And tropical plants. This one doesn't intrigue me as much, but it still had some nice illustrations in it, so I grabbed it. And then I think this is, yeah, these are, there was a whole series. This is a series. This is the American Family Craft Workshop series. And normally they put these series out and they charge a lot for them. Oops, I'm sorry for the glare. You don't get to buy them on the $5 sale. They charge for the whole series. This time, okay, Mary, that sounds good. This time they were out for the $5 sale, and there was, Jeff grabbed the whole series. I didn't want to take the time to look at all of the different books, so we just grabbed them. I mean, they didn't even cost me $5 because they were in the bag, you know. So, you know, if there's some of them I'm not going to use, I'll just donate them back. And I got a couple of these. They weren't my favorites, but we were headed out the door. Yeah, Penny, that one was really interesting. And there were a couple that I'm sure had some real cool stuff in it. So I'm just gonna have to go through them. We were headed out the door and I had room in my bag, so I grabbed them partially because I liked these kinds of pages. And then there were some good illustrations. But see, this kind of thing really interesting. That's a really cool little advertisement. See. So there were those. Okay, I'm putting that one aside for a minute. I'm waiting for Lisa. I'm hoping Lisa pops in. I got this. I was so pleased to get this. Isn't that awesome, guys? Hello, Holly. Isn't that just gorgeous? It is, what does it say? It's the Gregg Transcription Simplified. So, that's like foreign language to me. Yeah, shorthand. Yeah, shorthand. So that was cool. I have to start a new spot on the floor. I got this one because of wait till you see it. You open it. Well, first off, there's somebody's notes in here, which is really cool. But look at these fun tabs. Look at this. It has tabs for all of the pages, and I just loved how those, and they're all chewed up and used. So I don't usually get cookbooks. I have a few, but this one just intrigued me. And then let's see oh, this is This is a science dictionary. It's laid out like a dictionary, and it has that real thin paper, and it's big. So I thought that it would be really fun to jelly plate on this dictionary page, because it's newer, so it won't be as fragile as jelly plate, but it's real thin. So I thought that would be, and I'll tell you what, this book is heavy. Hi, Patricia. So I got that one. Let's see what these are. Oh, I can't remember. Oh, this is a different series, and there wasn't as many of them. This is called the Family Creative Workshop, and there again, it had some interesting stuff in it. It's kind of like our circular weaving, but this is a little different. We may try playing with one of those. So that, I got like 3 of these. Yeah, Penny, you know, I used to read books like that. I used to sit down and read them all. But my time to read has gotten smaller. This is music. It's different. It's laid out a little different. It's got some, it's a learning book, so it was fun. This one I think is French. Yeah, this one's French, and it's again an exercise book in French. Marcy, you mean, can I show you how to do it, or show you that book? And hello, Marcy. I missed you coming in. I'm sorry. And this was cool because of the pages. It is, it's typewritten, and it has some really cool pages. You know, that kind of thing. I grab anything like that. For one, I happen to know that these things are going to go in the trash. And this is Scotch-Irish Family Research Made Simple. Jeffrey might like to look at these. But these have typewritten, they're like, oh, what do you think? What are those things you do for college? They're, oh, I'll remember it in a little while. Hi, Joey. Marcy, I don't want to do it today, but yes, I will. It's still there in the live, but I will make an actual video for it, and I can do that pretty soon, I think. I've been working on some of the production videos. Oh, that's French. Oh, these are all research, genealogy research. I love this. Wasn't that cool? I mean, you can't even read it, but it'll make great underpaper. And then there was maps in this, and they're black and white maps. And I don't know if you can tell, but the yes, I know. Yeah, Marcy, the circular weaving, I'll show it again, and I'll make a simple video for you. So these were just whatever those kinds of things were. Underpants, yes, Barb, underpants. Okay, Marcy. I know that I finished up the zigzag band and some other things. What is the date? Oh, they're not real old. 1982, so I'll have to use them as is. I won't be able to copy them, Joey. Most of what I got today was not old enough to copy. I got this one simply because of the cover. I just love this cover. And I thought it'd be fun to do something with the cover. Yeah, the old maps, I love them too. And this one was all chewed up, but when I opened it, it has beautiful illustrations in it and some really pretty little poems. I love this down here. It says, "Behind every flower stands God." That's a Japanese proverb. So it had some really pretty little illustrations and then really nice little poems. I always look at the ones that look real ratty because I know what's going to happen. They're going to throw them in the dumpster. And that just saves them. So, and of course they gave me paper bags, which means I have more, hi Janet! I have more pages for our Totally Junk journal. I think this one was another one that had pretty illustrations and some nice poems in it. The illustrations are more like little line drawings, but it's got some sweet little poems in it. So I got that. Patricia, I went to the library book sale. That's why I was late today. Jeff took me down there and Jeff helped me find it. This is just a standard dictionary. And I always pick up dictionaries. So they had the bag sale today, Patricia. It was $5 for a whole bag. A grocery store bag. This one is an encyclopedia. And it's not got a lot of illustrations in it. But my bag was empty still, so I put it in the top of the bag because the pages are so pretty. And they're thick. They'll be really great underpants. Term papers. Dawn, that's not the word I'm searching for. Hello, Elise. Thesis papers is it, Dawn. I think some of them, oh goody, Lisa, you're here. I've been waiting for you. Thesis papers are what I was thinking about. This one is machine design, and again, the pages are they're just yummy. They're so cool. They have cool, I like the illustrations, but then the paper is just fabulous. But normally we can find a lot of foreign language. Actually, I have a whole foreign language section. And luckily, Jeff found a couple of things. I think Lisa already has this. This is, I think, Spanish. I'm going to look. Oh, no, I guess that's not Spanish. We must have thought it was. Oh, well. But this one, Lisa, this one's Russian. Do you have Russian yet? Aha. Well, there wasn't as many books. There wasn't near as many books, Lisa. Yes, I like it too, Jolie, because it looks like their typeset, or typewriter. But Lisa, this one's Russian. So, okay, I'll put some in the mail to you. Jeffrey found it. I told him what we were looking for, and you know, he doesn't look for himself. He just looks for me. And then on the way out, there was another dictionary. This one is not as nice a paper, but you know, it works. It'll work for different things. Oh, this one I got because it had some really nice illustrations in it. Well, not only that, Patricia, he carried them all out to the car for me. He went to the car 3 times. I loved this is applique. And look, there again, I got several that have their pockets I'm going to have to pull off. I thought this one was kind of cool. I like these pages. And Jeff grabbed these because of their tiny little size. He decided that, and look at the underpants from those. I mean, this is just, it's like dictionary paper. And they're really kind of cool text. And what it is a used car guide. It's like a little blue book. And then this one, he said that this one would make a cute journal all by itself, but it's got some really neat pages in it too. Hi, Nancy. No, that's Marcy. I'm sorry. Old dictionaries are really good, Marcy. I love old dictionaries, and I tend to collect them. I don't need an old dictionary, but if we go to the thing, I always come back with a dictionary. So I'm just digging in here, guys, to see what else I got. Okay, that one. I got to see what some of these are. I will have to look up. I think this one is Spanish of some sort. So I'll have to look up some of those words. And this looks like more French. But there again, I'll have to look it up. Sometimes you can't tell. This one looks like it's German. Yeah, this one's German. So, we did find a few. I'm just looking at chat, guys. Let's see, what's this? Oh, I got a Camellia yearbook, which had some pretty pictures in it. I like pretty pictures. One of these days, I'm not going to have enough room. Oh, this was garden books, garden birds, and it's not got a ton of illustrations in it, but when you go through here, it does have some, and they were real pretty. They were more illustrations, and I like it when they're illustrations and not so much pictures. So, and I don't know what the year on this one is. Whether I can... Yeah, see, this is 1965. Hi, Carl. We're just going, guys, we're just going over the books I got. I'm just showing off my tremendous hoard that I was so bad about getting. And this one is about manuscript writing, and it has some of this kind of pages, so, and it was tiny. I thought this was a fiction book at first, but it's actually about, it's got some things about, well, I guess it's not. I thought it had some things about sewing in it, but I guess it doesn't. Maybe that's a different one I looked at. Sometimes it's so crowded you can't really look. This is Gilbert and Sullivan, and it had some really nice illustrations in it. I loved these old illustrations. Like these. And these. I have a play. I want to make a an Oriental journal. I have a lot of Oriental things that I really like, and so those would be wonderful in it. But it was funny. I was real surprised they did not have as many books this time. There wasn't as many people. So, and this again had some fun illustrations. And so, you know, I kind of have to grab it. There was a lot of people there. You still can't really look. You have to kind of, and this was, I was real pleased with this. Look at this. This has just got beautiful age on it. Yeah, Holly, I thought so. Hi, Nadine. I think it's your first time here. Hello. We're going to play with my Totally Junk journal in just a little bit, but I was showing off. Yes, Marcy, I did. I found some really cute, and it had a bonsai stamp on it. So, and I have some other Oriental type stamps that I think will make a fun journal. I was looking for the date on this one. 44 and 45. So, but this is another music book, which I didn't find any really great covers this time. A lot of times you can find some fun old covers, and that is one of my favorite things to do, is find the old covers. I was real excited to find a Russian book because I knew Lisa didn't have any Russian. I was sure she didn't. This one had some cool illustrations. Just a little book. This one is closed up, so we get to open it together. It's the Pocket World in Figures. And I had no idea what it would be, but it said figures, so I'm guessing it's got math stuff in it. So I thought, okay, well, it's those kinds of pages I like that are just kind of lists. They're almost like lists, but it's got some red in it, which is interesting. And this one had this, for what it is really cool too. It's got some great images in it. And it's the world architecture. And I think almost every page in the beginning of it has images. I'm trying to find the date. I'll have to look later. And it has got some nice little rusty spots on it. Well, it's got a date right here of 1975, so it's not that old. Oh, this. First off, we have lots of liquor bottles. But look at these fun images. And there's one in here of a lady in totally 1950s dress. Oh, it's going to be all liquor bottles and stuff. I really, look at him. Isn't he fun? And there was a couple of ladies that I saw when I first flipped it out. These are cowboys that had 1950s dresses on it, so I'll have to find that. And this is another, I think French. Yep, French. And Jeffrey grabbed this one for me and told me later. He said, I grabbed it because of the little tabs. See, he's learning very careful. He's very good at seeing what he doesn't understand it. Totally doesn't understand it, but excuse me. But at the same time, he figures it out and gets what I want. So yeah, Holly, it was a good one. And now I have books so that I can't even get out of here. I'm stuck. We have to play now because I'm stuck. Who's playing today? You do not need these things for today. For next week, I had one of those in the middle of the night ideas. Okay, Patricia's playing, Lisa's playing, Becky's playing. Hi, Gilly. I'm so glad you're here. Sharon's, okay, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello, Zoe. Carl's going to watch. And Mary's going to play in a bit. So, 7. Okay, I'll try to keep up. What I wanted to tell you, and Zoe, just play today and catch up later. Aw, that's great, Penny. Beth's playing too. That's 8, I think. Okay, Marcy, it's going to be easy. It's not going to be hard. Janet, did I say hello to you? I hope so. For next week, I need you to have a pretty good size piece of this kind of cardboard, like a whole cereal box or a whole box that's pretty good sized. We need to have at least enough of one side to be a page. So what we could do is, let me get this open. Now this is too big for my book, so I'll be cutting it down a little bit, but if all I had was this piece and this piece, I would be okay because I could add some paper to the back side. We need at least one sheet of this where it's folded for our signature, if that's making any sense, for next week. So have a good size piece of cardboard that's like cereal box. Okay, and then, and this piece is too small, I want a bigger piece of this that doesn't have to be the whole size of our page, but pretty close to the size of our page. And this is corrugated cardboard. So we need those two things for next week, okay? A crunch and munch. There you go, Patricia. Thank you, Janet. The nice thing about cereal is you could take the package out of the inside and put it in a plastic bag and keep the box. So, oh, Holly's going. Bye, Holly. Okay, so we're going to have, and like I said, this is a little small. I'll have to hunt a bigger piece, but I think the only bigger piece I have right now is, oh, Patricia's saying no. Okay. Is gigantic, and I didn't have time today to cut it down. So those are for next week. Okay, let's see. Well, you know, let's see what else comes in a big box. Jeffrey's the only one who eats cereal. I don't get a cereal box very often. Does everybody have a brown paper bag? Nadine, hi. That's right. We got it for next week. Okay, just not going to chat much. That sounds good. Okay, Lisa's going to be right back. If you don't have a brown paper bag, one of those big envelopes, this is for today, and you know, last week I wasn't sure what I was going to do, so I kind of didn't give you a good idea of what you needed to bring. If you don't have a brown paper bag, one of these envelopes like this would work just fine. What we're going to do is we need it for to make our pages. So I may just use one of these envelopes. But if you have a brown paper bag, the brown paper bag will work. So whichever you have, we need to get a folded page. That works perfectly, Beth. Thesis, yes, Nadine, thesis is the word I was hunting for. Becky, a lunch bag will work too. It's just that you need a good size page. We just need a good size page. So I'm going to work on, and you want two. I think you want 2 pages, I think, for what I've got planned. So if you want to cut your paper bag into a page, that'll work too. I'm going to go ahead and cut this. So I have a piece. Yes, and you know, the book sale, those $5 worth of books that I bought came in new brown paper bags. So now I have even more art supplies than the books. And Cecilia, if you're here and you are on watching, say hello. For those of you who came in afterwards, at the book sale, I met somebody who watches me. She came up and said, "Are you Tanya McGuire?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I'm like, "I don't really remember. I don't know who she is." I felt so bad. And Carl, yeah, brown craft paper works fine. I have a roll of brown craft paper, but as long as I have paper bags, I just use the paper bags. Yes, Beth, it was like so funny. She came up to me and she said, "Are you Tanya McGuire?" And I'm like, "Yes, I am." And you know, I used to teach here in this general area, and I used to, you know, do a lot of other things, and I do things out in the community now, but I couldn't remember who she was. And she said I had never met her. She watches my YouTube videos, so I'm giving her another shout out because I told everybody earlier. I'm just checking to see this. That's why I thought it's too tall. I'm going to cut it down a little bit. And I'm just going to hack it off. You know, if I measured, that would, you know, that would be harder than anything for me, I think, if I measured. Okay, is that good? Yes, that's good. So now I have 2 pages. Yeah, I'm famous. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So okay, when everybody gets 2 pages, let me know. Yeah, it was a little strange, Becky, especially you know, I felt so bad because I didn't recognize her, and I thought, well, maybe she goes to the bead meeting or this or that, and I felt so bad because I was like, I don't know who you are. What I'm grabbing here, guys, is just different patterns in my security envelopes. Okay, I missed Jenny coming in. Hello, Jenny. And guys, if I have missed anybody coming in, hello, hello, hello. So, Okay, I imagine most everybody has 2 pages. So what we're going to do is we are going to take our security envelopes, and we want a few different patterns. I may have way too many patterns here. I want 3 or 4 different patterns, and I want to cut out a bunch of 2-inch squares from our different security patterns, okay? So we're just going to open these up and cut out some 2-inch squares. Oh, I'm so sorry, Patricia. And I get new ones every day. I had to almost get rid of some here recently because my tub is too full. I mean, I can't tell you how many I get every single day. I've started putting some in the recycle bin. Now, one day last week we didn't get any mail, but you know, that was kind of odd. Yep. Janet, thank you, Janet. Cut out 2-inch squares from security envelopes. And what in the world is this? Huh. It's a hard plastic thing that was in that envelope. I don't know what it was from. And like I said, you want about 4 different patterns at least for this one, and you want, let's see, let's start with, about a half a dozen squares from each one if you can. If not, don't worry about it. Just get what you can get. Okay, I'll put these back. I don't think I need that many. It might be, Penny. Sending out, oh, that one's got our address on it. That's not good. Yeah, and that one's stuck together. Well, I guess maybe other people don't get 500 million of them. It seems like we get so many things in these security envelopes. Now you could cut these with a ruler and scissors. I just am using my cutter. Yeah, Lori, one of the lives we did, I used we did some paper piecing, and one of the things we're going to do today is a little bit of paper piecing. We're going to make some embellishments first, and then we're going to do some paper other stuff. Well, Nadine, I'm glad you watch often. I don't think I have seen you in a live. It was all. I'm glad you're here, though. I did notice the other day that I think I'm going to have to get a new blade on that, on my cutter. It's cutting fine one direction and not cutting fine the other direction. And guys, if the noise from next door gets to be too loud, let me know. I don't seem to be hearing too much of it. They may have stopped for right now. It's starting to get rainy, but they're putting a new roof on the house next door, so I'm pretty sure that that pounding is not so great. Janet, that is one thing I would get if I have a couple of different kinds. I have a big guillotine cutter, you know, the old kind like you had at schools. I've had it a long time. I used to use it in the dark room because I was cutting prints up, and it was a gift, and so I've had it quite a while, but I don't get it out because it's big and bulky and hard to use unless I need to cut up something heavy or a lot of paper at one time. This makes me a lot happier. A mat and rotary cutter works too. With a good quilting ruler, but hi Jerry. Well, you missed Jerry, hello Jerry, and you missed all of the new books I just got. So what, guys, half an hour? Oh yeah, a little over half an hour. I think I was on by about 12:23, 12:24. Barb said she got a notification. And we're cutting up 2-inch squares. Well, Jerry, it'll be there later. You can watch the beginning later. One of the most exciting things is I found a book of Russian so that I can send Lisa some Russian. And Lisa, was that enough pages of each? Uh-oh, crooked. Was that enough pages, Lisa, of all of the different languages for your project? If it wasn't, let me know. Oh, Jerry, that is just awesome. Is it a good offer, or is it going to be one of those things where you have to go, oh my gosh, these people have no clue? I'm excited for you. This must be the month of good things. It looks like we are going to get a settlement. So things are kind of moving along there. It's not been totally sorted out, but oh, Jerry. Oh, yay. Oh, I'm so good. Well, contingencies are things you can work with. You just have to, you know, try to get them sorted out. And the biggest problem will be if it's contingent on their selling their house. Lisa, when you get to looking, I'll tell you what, you look in the next few days and see if you think it's enough for your project. And if it is not, I won't send this Russian until you let me know, and then I will send you some more stuff if it's not. Does that sound like a deal? Well, that's great, Jerry. I'm just so glad. Ooh. Ooh, great. That is really awesome. That's awesome. I will be thinking about that. Now we have to get Becky's piece of land sold. That's our next thing, is to think about Becky's piece of land getting sold. Oh, and Jerry, I got my package. I did not show it off because we'll talk about it later, but I did get my package, okay? Just so you know it got here. It was here yesterday morning, or afternoon, whenever the mail came. Now, guys, we're cutting up quite a bit. I'm cutting up quite a bit here. I'm getting about 7 or 8 squares each of these, and that's because we're going to do 2 things with these, okay? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, Jerry, I thought it was very fast. So, and I know this part is boring, guys, but it's one of those things. When y'all get done, let me know. And you know, guys, if you don't have security envelopes, you could use book pages. You could use scrapbook paper. You could use painty paper. I just, you know, this project for what I started it for is all kind of junk mail and stuff, so that's why I use this. Oh, I'm sorry, Jerry. First, you need 2 things for a page to make pages. This is a giant envelope. I'm going to use it for one of my things. And then I cut a piece of paper bag for another page. So, you know, it's actually 4 pages because it goes in your signature like so. But you need 2 things to make a page out of. Then we are cutting a number of 2-inch squares in different patterns because we're going to make some embellishments with these. Okay, and I haven't actually started making the embellishments yet, so if you don't get them all cut out right away, then I'm cutting quite a few because, like I said, we're doing 2 projects. So thank you, Janet. That's awesome. Girls, Janet just gave you a link to Jerry's Recycle Parts for Art shop. And Jerry, there weren't a lot of old books this time. I was really disappointed. I don't think I bought but 1 thing for a cover, and it wasn't an old one. I don't know if they got rid of stuff or just what, because there was not near the books there have been in the past. I'll be very sad to think that they got rid of stuff that I could have used. Okay, that doesn't want to cut. Hi, Cheryl. Yeah, it was, Jerry. You know, it might just have been this particular time they didn't have as many donations or something. The fall sale. The fall sale always seems to be the biggest one. They do that for 3 days. And maybe they just sold more than I thought the last time. But there was no under table boxes. There were actually tables that were empty. Stuff like that, which is unusual. Uh-oh, we do. Janet, Susan thinks we've got a troll. Have you seen what's going on? I didn't see anything, so let me scroll back up and see what's going on. Okay, never mind. It looks like Jerry got it. Thank you, Jerry. Oh my, Jerry, thank you for taking care of that. Thanks, Susan, for catching it, and thanks, Jerry, for taking care of it. You know, guys, I'm going to tell you what. We could not do this if you didn't moderate for us. We really, really couldn't. Yeah, I think so, Jerry. That way they can't come back. Somebody must have got up on the wrong side of the bed this morning. Okay, guys, let me know when you got your squares all cut up. Ah, Carl, it happens all the time. It happens to all of us. That's why moderators are so important. Boy, it's chilly in here today. We've had the strangest weather. It gets warm, it gets chilly. Hi, Jenny. Oh, you were here a little bit ago. I think I said hello, I hope. Anyways, guys, I sure hope that I said hello to everybody. If I didn't, hello there now. Okay, Jerry's going to get her stuff. Oh, and I think I have to move some stuff. Let me get this out of the way. I don't know how I can get it out of the way. Oh. I'm not kidding, guys. I won't be able to get out from this chair. I have piled books all around me. My little niece is going to come out one day, maybe next week. I think I told you my sister and her daughter are in from Alaska. My little niece is going to come out and do some work for me. I asked my sister what the going rate for child labor was these days, and she said she never pays her children. And I'm like, yeah, but that's not fair for an aunt to ask for chores, not when you're on vacation. Okay, Patricia's ready. And Cheryl is Cheryl Ann. Okay, I'll try to remember that, Cheryl. I don't know that I will Patricia, I don't know what's going to happen when I fill up my room because I have fabric in the spare bedroom and I have stuff everywhere and I'm beginning to run out of space. I'm going to have to get rid of something. Room and board and a trip to the mall. You know what, Beth? She has no desire to go to the mall. Uh, she's I don't know, a little different. So for that, she also didn't want to go to the beach, but she does want to go to the zoo. So that's on the agenda, and she wants to go to the bookstore. So. Jerry, honey, you can post the link because you are a moderator but you're trying to catch up, so. I got Patricia ready. Yes, that's it, Patricia. She's like one of us. And Lisa's ready to start. Oh, Jenny, I hate malls with a passion. Beth's ready. Um, the only reason to go to the mall is for something that you have to get. And for the most part, I don't have to get anything there. Mary's ready. And Janet reposted Jerry's link. Marcy? Pensacola has wonderful beaches. You're right, Marcy. However, Destin and Fort Walton, those beaches down there, I think are so beautiful. The water down there is so gorgeous. Um, it those are still my favorite. Ah, okay. That's Lisa. Maybe you'll have to use some scrapbook paper or something today, but you'll be fine. Yeah, Cheryl, I save all my security envelopes. It's funny how you get so many different patterns. This one is kind of new. I haven't had one of those before. And Nadine's watching in silence. Yes, Patricia Destin's. Still think Destin is my favorite. Um, I know a lot of people used to go to Panama City Beach, but I personally thought Destin was prettier than Panama City. No, Lisa, I changed my mind about what I was doing today because I wasn't sure how. Hi, Irma. I wasn't sure about what I was going to get done. Um, and I've also changed my mind about next week. so, so save. You need a big window somewhere down the way, but right this minute you don't need it. Okay, guys, I'm going to show you the first um, the first one, okay? And I'm going to use these three kind of different light darkness kind of things, just so you can see it real well. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold from corner to corner so I have a triangle, and I only need one of each for this particular one. And I'm just going to put a little glue on each one so that they just kind of stick together, make it a little easier. Okay. And my squares are not perfect, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. Now here's the little trick. And I always have to do this 2 or 3 times, and I'm sorry I have to do it 2 or 3 times, but I have to think sometimes, and that's not always easy. Oh, Patricia. Jenny, Lake Michigan is pretty too. And Becky, we have been to the beach 3 times in the last 2 years, I think. We just do not do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have one. This is the fold line over here, and this is the corner. Okay, let me get it straight here. And then this one, this is the fold line, and I'm going to flip it over this way. And I'm going to put it on top so that it lines up. Okay? So when I do that, I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here in the middle. Just enough to stick it for right now. Okay, so now I've got like these wings that come up. Yep, Nadine, that's I've got one of those old-fashioned cutters too. Okay, so now this one, see, this is the fold line. So what I'm going to do is, and this is the point, you see where these go like that? Let's put a piece of white paper under there. Okay, so I got this fold line, this V, and there's a point right there. Take that point and put it on that point right there. Okay. Now what you're going to do is put a little glue on there. Okay. And flip it over. And look at the fun star you've made. Now, if you want, you could put some little decoration in the center. You could put a button in the center. I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. But I think what I'm going to do is staple it together right there. Just for the fun of it. And I have an embellishment. It could go on, it can go on a page. It could go on a tag. Where's my page? Oh, I tucked it inside the other page. So I can put this little embellishment right here on this page. It can even stick out if I want it to. Look, I just covered up my... Oh, I have to make another one to go up there. Yep. Now, when I go to glue it on my page, I'm going to use some of the liquid glue just because it'll stay on better. I had it so it was kind of... There we go. I was covering up the address. There. Now, isn't that fun? I think I'll put another one right there. So I'm going to make one more. So I'll do it again. One. And I'm going to line them up again. I always have to look at it twice to make it line up properly for some reason. Oh, I forgot to do the insides. If you don't do the insides, think it wants to pop open. That one just wants to pop open no matter what. We're just going to really glue it. There. And the big thing to remember when you're trying to make it line up is to get this point right in the point right there. And then it just all seems to line up perfectly. And now it can cover up that address right there. I will try, Beth. Let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. Beth, I can't zoom in, so I will lift it up, okay? Okay, Nadine, bye-bye. I hope you feel better. That is one thing I haven't figured out, Beth. I can't seem to make this camera zoom. Okay, flip. There we go. Now, if you hold on a minute, Nadine, or Beth, I will make some more. Give me just a second and I'll make some more. Okay, so I take this one, like so, and I take this one and lay it like so, and then I take this one and lay it just like that. Hope that helps. Did it help, Beth? Your points are off. Okay, let me lay them out again. Let me turn this over and I can lay it on there like that. Oh, Mary, I just made 2. You want to save some of your squares for the next thing, but you can make as many as you want, dear. Beth, this is the folded edge, and there's my points. And then I take, this is the folded edge, and I lay it so that the folded edges, one folded edge is here and one folded edge is there. And then I take this one and the point of it, that point goes right there at that point in this, the piece that's crossed in the center, like so. Now the back looks funny, but when you flip it over, it looks better. Okay, but Jerry. And I have just, oh, I forgot to staple that one. I was going to staple them just because I liked the staple look in the middle. And Jerry would be so proud of me. I actually made one of these ahead of time. So. So that's Just a little decoration. It could have gone on a tag. It could go on anything. You could put it all over a page. It was just a little decoration, easily made, a little embellishment, easily made by folding some squares in half. Beth, is it coming together? And Mary, did I answer your question? How many stars are you making? Or she guesses. Let me see if I can get to the camera. Uh-oh. Give me just a second, Beth. Let me try something here. Okay, did that zoom in for you guys? Okay. Okay, Becky, maybe that'll work. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'll lay them out right here. Let me move this. Thanks, Becky. The when you fold your square in half, it gives you, this is a right angle triangle, right? I think. Then we have the other one, and the thing is that if you have this one standing up like that, and you flip this one over so that your folded side is this way, then what you do is you tilt it so that your folded side is right alongside the cut edge, like so. Okay? And mine's not perfect. Believe me, it's definitely not perfect. So then you've got this little V shape right there. And what you want to do is you want to turn this one upside down so that our folded edge is there and the opening points, and you take that point and you sit it right on top. And now one of the things you don't want to do is you don't want to try to line it up like this. It sits so that the folded edge is straight across, and that is one thing that will take it off. If you put it like this, then it's crooked. You put it like that, and a little piece of your second one is showing right there. Then when you turn it over, it will be right and be your star. Okay. Okay, we're going to go on to the next one if everybody's got one. Beth, is your star getting done? Okay, all right. It was the right angles and she needed to turn. Yay, we got it. Okay. All right, so did everybody get a star made? And like I said, this could go on a tag. It could go anywhere. I just thought they were a lot of fun. And if you made them with all of the same color, then all of your points would look like more like a star. I specifically gave you 3 different colors because that way you could see where things were going. So, okay, Becky's got 3 done. So, I think we're ready to go on to the next one. And for the next one, we are going to take our little square and we're going to fold it corner to corner like that. And we're going to put glue on these because if you don't, they're a little hard to make work. So we're going to stick it like that. And then we're going to take this corner and fold it so that the point comes down. This point right here, this point's going to come down to there, and then this point is going to come down to there and meet it. So it's kind of like I made little wings that come down, and you are going to want to glue these together so they will stay. And you want to take and do 4 of the same pattern if you've got it. So I have this folded in half, and I take this point, that's the fold, and I bring it down to this corner, and then I take that point and bring it down to the same corner. And I forgot to glue this, so I'm going to have to open it up and glue it. Now probably you could get away with just gluing this inside part. Let's see. Yeah, you could. Well, nope. You really want to kind of glue it all together. Okay, you want the darker? You want something darker under me? Okay. Is that better, Janet? Does that help? I hope so. Carl, you haven't been accepted into my group? Are you doing the live or Tanya house? Oh dear. Becky, you know, it's uncanny. Okay. So once we've folded it this way, then I go like so. And like so. Oops. And I glue them down. So basically I took a square and I made another square. But what I did was I made this little fold thing happen. Great, Janet. Because Carl, I thought you were already in my group. So that I would... Oh, no, another group. Okay. Okay, Carl. I should have folded it's easier if you fold it and then open it back up and put the glue on. Because otherwise your fingers get kind of covered in glue. Okay, now I have 4 of these. Okay. Now, if you have 8 of something left, use those. 1, 2, 3. I only have 6. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 4 of one color and 4 of another color. So on this, these are 4 here, and then because I don't have 8, I'm going to do 2 sets of 4, and I'm going to do them exact same way. Okay, Janet. Okay, Carl, that's good. Yeah, Scott knows us. Uh-huh. Now, guys, be glad you're not doing this with fabric, because then you would have to iron it all. Wouldn't that be fun? Boy, they're really pounding outside now. I don't know what they're doing. Hello, Dawn. How are you? My finger's getting in the way. I'm sorry. I hope you guys are getting this. Let me know if you're not. Okay, Patricia. Oh, no what? I'm not sure what I said that... Oh, that maybe you didn't... That's not so loud. I hope... Oh, no, no to ironing. Oh, okay. Ah, well. You know, believe it or not, I like to iron. Compared to other things, I'd rather iron than grocery shop any day of the week. Well, you're welcome, Dawn. I hope you're having fun. That's the most important thing with this, is to have fun. Well, Mary says she's going to do a live later, so we'll be watching. Mary, do you know what time? After dinner time? Yes, Jerry, just a second. Let me get this one glued down, and then I'll fold one. Dawn, one of the things that my husband did right after we were married is he knew that ironing boards were, you know, not making me happy, so he went out and hunted for me to find 5:30 or 6. Okay, Mary. And that'll be Central Time, ladies. Since I don't think there's any men in here yet. Okay, Jerry, so we have our 2-inch square, and we fold it in half with the point that way. Okay, so we have this that's folded down, and you want to put a little glue in there. Then we're going to take this point and this side, and we're going to fold that point to this point, and we're going to fold it so that it's straight right along that edge. Okay? And then we're going to take it, and we're going to take this point and put it at that point. So what we end up with is a little square that has two folded edges right down the middle. See here? Okay, Carl. Yeah. Bye, Mary. So we're going to open this up and glue it together. And what I did was I need 4 for my middle, and I'm going to need 8 for the next outside edge. And because I didn't have 8 of one color, I'm going to use 2 colors. So I'm using 4 of each. 4 of each. But ironing boards, you have to have a good ironing board, and if it's not a good one, it's just so hard to iron. I hadn't thought to tell my mother that's another thing I want of hers. I have a good one, but hers is really nice. This one's already folded in half, so. Jerry, did you see the little stars? Or were you gone when I did the little stars? Lisa's ready. Dawn, we're using 2-inch squares. If you get them much smaller, I figured it much smaller than that, it was going to be impossible to see what we were doing. Okay, I'm ready too. That one apparently I forgot to glue. I made 4 for the middle and 8 for the next row. Beauty and Brains girls, hello. I think it's the first time you've been here. Do you have a name I should try to remember besides Beauty and Brains girls? Jerry, did I tell you 4 and then 8? I hope so. Patricia's ready and Lisa's ready. BBG, okay. I'll try to remember that, but you might get called Beauty and Brains. Beth's ready. Okay. Oh, I think I've got 4 ready. Barb's ready. Uh-oh. Patricia, her puppy. Something's wrong for her puppy. Jerry's gone, so okay, I'm going to show you how to put this on your page. And what I think I will do is I will put it right back here. Now, oh, puppy's got a cough. This corner right here is the folded corner. These edges are the cut edges. These are folded edges. Okay, so we're going to find the folded corner and the folded edges, and we're going to use those. Okay, so it's real easy to see that you got cut edges out here and folded ones right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the 4, we're going to take these 4 that are all the same, and we're going to put 4 folded edges. See here, let me hold it up. Folded edge, and we're going to put them together like so. Okay, now give yourself some room around this little design, because if you don't, the next row's not going to fit on there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these 4 down. And I'm going to use some liquid glue, either liquid glue or tacky glue or something that goes pretty quick, that sticks. I mean, glue stick's not going to hold them, guys, I don't think. Okay, let me know when you get your first 4 stuck down like that. Okay, and see how the folded edges, the folded points all come together. This is, I'm using whatever you're going to use for a page, Beth, but if you want, you could put them on a scrap of paper and then you could position them wherever you want. That would have been a good idea, to put it on a scrap of paper, and then I could have put it wherever I wanted to put it. Oh man, Dawn, that's a good deal. Okay, Lisa's ready. Okay, Janet's back. Janet, we took 4 of our little folded pieces, and the folded edge and the folded point we put together in the middle folded point. We did this, and I made a little round of 4. Okay, Becky's ready, Sharon's ready, Beth's ready, Lisa's ready. Okay, now there's pounding and singing. Very interesting. Let me grab a drink. Okay. The pounding and the singing, or the thingy, Janet? Okay, now because I don't have 8 all the same, I have to decide if I'm going to put them across from one another. Okay, again, this is my folded edge and my folded point. I have a cross right here that are the pieces, the separate, where the pieces separate. I also have crosses right here where the folds go together. So I'm working with the folded edges, and I can put them like this. And then come back in with my other color and put these over the top, which is what I think I'm going to do. Now what happens is each one is lined up with one of those cross pieces. This top layer is lined up with, let me give you an idea. Let me show it up here. See how this has got the folds right there? This top layer is lined up with this fold. The point is on the fold. Like so. Ta-da! Yes, kind of like it's a, thank you, Janet. It's just, and frankly, this is an old quilt design. I'm sure it's an old quilt design. These are not my designs, guys. These are all things that are out there in the quilting world with fabric. I'm quite sure. I'm sure I didn't think them up. So I'm going to glue these down that way that I showed you. I'm just going to glue in 2 layers. And I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch from the center to that point. And it looks like I need new glue. There we go. Really, Patricia? I'm so sorry. Huh, Janet, yep. These are all, I'm sure these are all old quilt designs, I'm sure. And it's kind of like the shark's teeth. In some respects, these are kind of reminiscent to the shark's teeth that we did before. Are you getting it, Patricia, or are you having too much trouble and it's too much of a struggle? And Dawn, yes, I think it does look like kind of like a snowflake. And for most of you, that's not, too far off from what you're living in. We're supposed to go down to 24 this week. Sometime this week, it's supposed to go down to 24, which is very cold for us. Okay. Barb, we'll see you in a bit. No, I'm not sorry. Yeah, probably I'm not sorry. But now, are you getting it? Oh, Patricia, I'm just mean. Now that one's crooked. There we go. Straighten it out. Oh, Dawn, I'm never excited by snowflakes, except for Christmas. Christmas Day should be snowy, and it definitely was not here. Okay, Patricia, I'm glad you're getting it. I would feel bad if you weren't. And you could take this out further. You could make it go continually. Okay, Becky, but do you think you've got that? Beauty and Brains, are you talking about the cover of my totally junk journal? And Becky, are you getting it? I mean, will you be able to retrace your steps and figure it out? Okay, Becky's getting it. And so now we've got another page with some decorations on it. Oh, hi, Sherry. Oh, dear. I can't unfold this one, Janet, because I glued it, but I will show you on a different one, okay? Give me just a second to let me show you how to fold it. And Sherry, I'm sorry about that. I hope it all goes well. Real sorry. Okay, Janet, let me set this aside. You have to glue them as you go, Janet. What we want to do is we want to fold this square like a triangle, like we folded for the other one. And guys, if you're just watching it, or if you're just working and are not watching chat, Sherry's dad is in the hospital, so let's keep him in our prayers. So I have to glue this, Janet. If you don't glue it as you go, they want to pop open. I said this is where you have to iron. Oh, honey, I can show you. It's not a big deal. So this is our folded edge, and we're going to take this point and fold it to this point. Okay? Like so. And we're keeping the cut edges alongside one another. And then we fold this point to that point. And again, keep the cut edges like so. And then we have to go in here and we have to glue this part down. Now, like I said, if it was fabric, we would iron it. Now, does that make sense, Janet? Or would you like me to do it again? And then what we work with is we work with this folded edge, and that folded point to make our design. Okay, Janet's got it. That's good. Okay. And guys, let me know when you get this one done. Okay, Patricia. If somebody made a quilt with this, it would have a lot of pieces that kind of pop up. What people do with this a lot is make things like pillows, or I've seen it a lot in pin cushions, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, Patricia, they might go cold because all these little folds would really get me. But you wouldn't have to put any batting in it because it gets thick all by itself. But can you imagine having one of these that just kept growing out? It would be so fluffy. It would be so fun. So, Jeffrey, hon, would you turn the heat up 1 degree?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of noisy, but I don't think that.
I was wondering how noisy it wasn't here because it is noisy out there.
Yeah.
You have 2 job sites going and 2 Hispanic station radios blaring. And
Well, I was going to say I was sure it was the radio. You're gonna get lunch? Would you make me another bottle of tea?
I already had lunch.
Oh, okay.
Joe and I have been out there with his truck in the middle of the street cutting all those limbs.
Oh, that was good. What'd you do? Stand on his truck?
Stand on his truck and use the pole saws.
Okay. Well, guess what, guys? We got a big job just done. I didn't know they were doing it. They were standing in the street. We have a tree in the street that hangs down, and apparently the neighbor let Jeffrey stand in his truck so he didn't have to stand in the street on a ladder, and so they were standing in the truck and cutting it down.
Did you want tea or
I want tea, hon. Mm-hmm. The last 4 would go on as leaves. Oh, that would be cute, Janet. That would be real cute. Guys, Janet is saying that if she made it into a flower, the last 4 squares could be tucked under. And you could just like tuck it under like that. Just kind of. Wonder if I have a green piece of paper or some other piece of paper. Where's my magazine? Let's use a piece of this. That'll work. This is just going to be a rough square, but and that this square that she had would just go under there and be tucked in, and it would be green and be like leaves. Yeah, that would be really cute, Janet. I think that'd be really cute. Yeah, scrapbook paper would be perfect, Janet. Yeah, that's the thing. And the other thing is that a lot of times this is done where all 8 of these are done with, thank you, honey. All 8 of these are done with the same color. And now the next time around, you have to have 16, I think, because one of them has to go in this spot. You have to have a few more squares. Okay, Sherry, we'll have to take a look at it. Mary is going to be on around 5:32 to do some kind of a live. Jeffrey says outside it's even worse. I hope you guys are not hearing too much of the banging. I know I can hear. We have a roof being built behind us and something else going on beside us. They're both like 2 construction crews today. So, and the radio is blaring really loud. I can hear it. So, let me know, guys, when you get this one done. When we first moved in here, our next door neighbors, every Saturday night, they would have an outdoor party. Okay, Janet, thank you. I mean, I can hear them quite well. I can hear the singing and all that. Oh, it's not right, but it's done. But Becky, you know how to do it. That's what matters. And Kendra's done. I'm sorry, Kendra, I didn't realize you were playing. Hi, Gloria. Yep, cool blocks again. And Beth's ready. But they would have a party on Saturday nights, and they would party, and they were very noisy. Okay, they have a good time. They do karaoke. It you know, they laugh, they have a good time, but at 11 o'clock, they're quiet. They're totally silent at 11 o'clock. So that's fine. I don't care if they have a party all evening long as they get quiet when I want to go to bed. Yeah. So, but today they're doing construction, so they got the radio real loud. Okay, we're going to go on and do our next one. And we've got a couple more things. So this time we have to cut out some circles. And I'm going to cut my circles out of my patterned paper. This is patterned paper, is what it is. Now I am going to cheat and use my hole punch, and this is a 1 3/4 inch hole punch, so that my circles, let me get this out where it's white, are not too tiny. We don't want them too tiny. We don't want them too big. So let's see, what can we use? This, okay, my tacky glue bottle would make a perfect circle for this. It's a little smaller than that. My large paint bottle would work real well. This is a little big. We probably want to stick a little smaller. Let's see here. This is some gesso. That would work. You can just draw around this and cut it out if you want. And we're going to need a bunch of them, just like we needed a bunch of the squares. Okay? So I'm going to put this back over here. And by a bunch, I'm not sure exactly how many we're going to need. I really don't know. I have 2 projects to do with the circles. And I'm going to use like 4 or 5 different, uh-oh, I've lost one of my projects. Okay, I've got it now. Okay. I'm going to use 4 or 5 different patterns. Okay, thank you, Dawn. You can also use solid colored paper and just use 4 or 5 different colors of paper. Lisa, I would think so. This is 1 3/4. I would think a 2-inch would work. This bottle of glue would probably be about a 2-inch, so I think that would work. Yeah, Janet, I have a bunch of designs. That is true. And I'm just going to cut a bunch out. Now, if you have to cut these with scissors, what I would like you to do is cut 2 or 3 of each design to start, so that you have some to start on our project. And guys, paper cutters and a circle punch are 2 things that I would say I use the most in my studio. Now I have a big 2.5-inch punch, a circle punch, and I don't particularly like it. It doesn't punch all the way. I tend to use this circle punch a lot more. I have this is a 1-inch circle punch, but it doesn't work well. I'm going to have to see down the road about replacing it, because nothing I do makes it work right. So yeah, Janet, those are 2 things. Those are 2 things. Well, another thing I use a lot is my corner rounder. As far as tools go, yeah, you need scissors, you need your little 1/4-inch hole punch, and you can get these at the Dollar Tree. That kind of thing, but the paper cutter really makes your life a lot easier. And circle punches are things that I think that I use a lot. I have actually got square punches, but I almost have never used them. I got them back in the day when I was a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I had a plan for something, and I really never used them. Yeah, the corner, and Janet, I went through 2 or 3 corner rounders, and I took a brand new one back to Joann's that I didn't like. It was a Fiskars corner rounder. 6 or 7, I would say, Janet, if you've got a hole punch. But if you don't, for right now, cut out 2 or 3. I like this particular corner rounder, and it will darn near to go through all kinds. Elise, I'm using about a 1 3/4. I would say 1 3/4 to 2 inches. If you've got to draw around something, this is a bigger bottle. My tacky glue bottle is a little smaller, somewhere in that range. Beauty and Brains, I do have an Etsy store, but it's been pretty much closed for a long time. If there's something you want, just my email is in the description below most of my videos. I'm not sure it's in this live description box yet. Okay, hold on just a minute, guys. I got something coming up on my screen. Okay. I don't know. Something just got me notified. Okay, Flo. The Etsy store I have was for my beads, and the Etsy store just has been kind of neglected because I sell my beads on Facebook for the most part anymore. Yeah, I'm sorry you're not feeling well either, Holly. But if anybody needs me, guys, just email me or just message me over on Facebook, because I'm on since I work on the computer, I'm on the computer almost all day, all the time. I'm getting there, guys. I'm sorry. I was reading chat and talking. I apologize. And Flo, I have a Facebook group that we show our projects off in. So does Becky, and so does Lisa. I'm so bad. I have so many security envelopes, guys. I'm cutting off a piece because it's got extra junk on it. Okay. Thank you, Janet. Janet's linking to my Facebook group, Flo, so that if you're interested. Now, guys, what I'm going to do is I am going to put a straight line. This is now my page, right? This is my page that I'm going to work on. So I'm going to put a straight line down it. Now, I would highly recommend you use a pencil, but because, you know, I need you guys to be able to see it, I'm going to use a marker. Doesn't really matter. It's going to get covered up. Okay. Yep, it's about having fun with it, Flo. It's about having just playing in our journal. I do a lot of art journaling. I do lots of mixed media kind of thing. This Sunday Live has turned into a series. Oh, you haven't seen it. Just give me a minute, guys. I'm going to show her. This is an accumulation of all the projects we've done in this. Flo, that you enjoy. Oh, wait a minute. I have to zoom back out. Just a minute. Let me zoom back out a little bit. The requirements are that you're interested in this kind of fun crafting that we're doing, and that it's about trying to show things. We just trying to get together and enjoy ourselves. So, but I'm just going to show her real quick, guys. This particular series and this particular journal is made so that you can write on it. Like the page we made today, you can write on these pages, but they're made with junk. Okay, thank you, Patricia. And this one is not finished because the series isn't finished. But these are some of the pages that we have made. This is a tag from last week. These are some woven pages. These are tags, and there's writing space on the back of the tags. So this is a junky journal that we've made, and everybody's looks different. These are more tags that we made. This, Marcy, is the piece you want me to show how to do, and I'll promise I'll work on a video very soon for that. The video is in the lives, but sometimes it's hard to find it in the lives. We started with some pockets that we could put tags into. These are tags. So this particular junk journal is made totally from junk. Then we made pockets, we made shaker tags, and all of my pieces are designed so that if you want to journal on it, you can. So, that book page come apart. I'll have to make sure I get in there and I need to do a little mend right there. Apparently I didn't get enough glue on it. So, and I have it just tied in with elastic right now so that we can go back and I can go back and actually stitch it in later whenever we decided this project's finished, or when I fill my cover up too much to do anything more with it. And we're on our 16th week, guys. Did you realize that? That's 3 months. 3 months. Hi, Giovanni. I didn't realize you had come in. Becky, I'm not sure which lives it's in, and I haven't gotten a process video made. So, okay. So we're going to go on with this project. And what we're going to do is we're going to make it's another quilt design. We're going to make a scalloped sort of border kind of thing. And I am going to use my glue book over here, and I'm going to zoom back in. But when I do this, what I'm going to do is use my glue stick, and I'm going to glue the back of it really good on the first one. The later ones we'll have to use only do it on half. Patricia, my pages are whatever size whatever size fits in your cover. Okay, and that's why we didn't do the cover right away. Just a minute, I've lost my ruler. I don't know about me sometimes. There it is. My cover is 9 inches deep by 10 1/4 or so, and so I just made my pages, oh, they're about 9 1/2 by 8 1/2. And this is just a big envelope. You know, just one of those. I think it's probably 6 by 9. It's about 6 by 9. This one's about 9 1/4. And it's just an envelope that I opened up to use. Yep, that's right, Becky. Your book is whatever size junk you use. That's why we didn't make the cover until into the project. That's okay, Patricia. That's good question. And yeah, you can always have 2 books. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold our circles in half. And not all of them, but at least the beginning ones, the ones we're going to use right now. We're going to fold our circles in half because we're going to use this fold line to lay it down on here. Okay? So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to glue the whole circle down, but I'm going to use that fold line. So give me just a second to put glue on this and I'll show you. If I can get the glue stick open. And I'm using my, magazine over here so that I can get glue on the whole thing. And then I've put the fold line on the line. This just is a way to make it straight. Okay? And card is always a good thing. Then I'm going to use a different pattern. Fold my circle in half. And again, go down the line. Now, one thing that might happen is that by the time I get to the bottom, it doesn't fit my page. Well, I have 2 options. I can cut the circle off or I can cut the page off. And I'm going to see here just a second when I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just cut the page off and that way it'll fit. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to get this first row on here, and when we get the first row on here, you're going to tell me you're ready. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? I hope so. And I'm using a different patterned paper or different colors just so it shows up. The folding of the circle is so that you can see how to line it up. On this one, Becky, I am, because I put my line in far enough so that the whole circle is sticking there. Because down a little further out, the whole circle will not fit. So this row, yes, I'm gluing the whole back. I open it up and I'm putting glue on the whole back. I'm just using the fold to line it up. Lost my card. And now, like I said, this one is, it's a little long, so I'm going to cut it off. I'm just going to and you don't have to if you don't want to. You could cut off your circle. Okay, Patricia's got hers ready and I've got mine ready. So let me know when you got this far. Sherry, mine are 1 3/4 inches. Lisa, I know, is using a 2-inch circle punch. I had said if you have to draw around something, you want to stick around that 1.5 to 2 inches. You don't want to get them too big because then you're not going to have enough repeats, and you don't really want to get them too small just because then it's just a lot more work to get the idea of what we're doing. Your tacky glue bottle would make a good size, and let's see what size that is. If you had to draw around one, the tacky glue bottle is 1.5 inches. So between 1.5 inches and 2 inches is what I would recommend. As long as they're pretty much all the same size is all that really matters, though, Sherry. Okay, Patricia's ready and Beth's ready. I haven't heard from Lisa there she is, right there. I'm sorry, Lisa, I didn't see your question till just now. No, I am not going to trim around my circles. I'm going to leave it just like this because what we're going to do is we're going to add more on this side. So I'm guessing Lisa may be ready too. Kendra, how are you doing, sweetheart? And I don't know if Jerry is back again or not. She may be gone again. Okay, Kendra's ready. Okay, now if you look at your circles, just a second, guys.
Beautiful multicolored brick. Painted cream yellow the whole house.
Oh no. I'll be right back, guys.
The whole house is painted cream yellow. That beautiful brick. Won't be hard to find a corner.
No, it won't. I'm sorry, guys. The next door neighbors are painting their brick house. Oh, okay. Sorry. What you want to do is you want to think about your pattern. We don't want to use this one right here because we want a pattern that doesn't look the same as that one. So you want to pick one of your patterns that's different to use on our next step. Okay, so as you go down here, we want to pick patterns that don't touch the next pattern, is what I'm trying to explain. Does that make sense? Now to lay these on, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of our circles and fold it in half again. And this time, when we put the glue on, we're only going to put it on half. You know what, guys? I'm sorry. I'm zoomed out. Give me just a minute, and I'll zoom us back in. I zoomed out to show off the book, and I forgot to put us back in. Let's see if that does it. Neighbors, yes, sometimes, Patricia. Well, what's worse, Janet, is they're painting it yellow. Becky, there's sometimes that a painted brick is pretty. Like there's one by my mom's. It's gray and black shutters. It's very pretty, but this one is, they're painting it yellow. So we'll see. It's their house. It's not my house, and they're having to paint it. And when the paint comes off, yeah. I mean, the paint's going to come off. That's the thing. So, okay, guys. So, what we're going to do is we're going to only put glue when we fold it in half. We're only going to put glue on this one side, so that when we open it, one side's glued, but the other side is not. That's right, Becky. You're taking something totally maintenance-free, and Holly, you're right. It's better than pink. Totally maintenance-free and having to do something with it. So, okay, so what we want to do now is when we lay this one on, and we've got the glue on the top part of our circle, we're going to lay it on where the line of the fold touches pretty much the middle of each of our circles down there at the bottom. See how it's touching right there? And then we're going to lay it down like that. And that way, this part will be glued and this part will be up. Okay? I'll go ahead and do a couple. Give me just a second. I got to get a new glue back page. So see, now this one is up. Okay? And I need another one. I fold it in half. And remember, I only put glue on this half, and I touch the circles with the fold. Oops, that one slipped. And then I unfold it. Now you notice up here is naked. We cannot have a naked spot. So I'm going to take this one, and because it's in the middle, is really the reason I'm using it, is because it's in the middle, so I'm going to put part of it up here and part of it down here later. Okay? Yep, glue on the left side if that's the way you're looking at it. So what I want to do this time is I want to take one and fold it in half, and then I want to come back and cut that in half. And I'm going to save that half, and I'm going to fold this one in half like so. Oops, I folded it the wrong way. And see, now I'm going to put it right here, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing, and it'll flip up and it'll complete my pattern. Okay? I hope that makes sense. I'll do it again at the bottom, so if it doesn't, then but you want to continue down and don't try to put your bottom one on until you've got your other two circles in here. Yep, Beth, I think you're doing it right. And Dawn, you may be way ahead of us. I'm not sure exactly where you're ready at. So and I'm not worrying about pattern. If it's not square on the page because of the pattern, I'm not worrying about it. And it must really be getting colder outside because it's cold in here today. Okay, now I've got my other half of my little circle that I cut in half, and I'm going to fold it. And again, just do that little half of it so that it finishes out my pattern. Okay. Okay, everybody is ready. What I'm going to do is do one more row. Now, the thing of it is this one is going to be off my piece of paper. Okay? So, when I glue this, you want to have something you're not going to stick to underneath. Maybe a little piece of wax paper or something if you're off the paper like I am. I've got my craft mat down here, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to stick it down to the craft mat. But I'm going to do one more row, and I'm going to just touch the edges of my circle and then stick this down like so. And I'm going to go ahead and put glue on the whole thing because I know that it is going to be just too hard to miss that little bit. So what did I decide I was doing? This one. And I just want to put in one more row just for the fun of it. Oops. Now the fun part is that this is then going to stick out of my book a little bit. This also helps to trap that little half circle in there, so that if you're having a problem with it, and I have an idea for, I may do something here. I'll show you. I'm thinking I'm going to put a circle on the back side just to make it a little sturdier sticking out there. So thank you, Janet. Now, I think they call this one shells. I'm not sure. I worked on a quilt like this at one time, and somewhere in my stash, the pieces are probably still there. There's no way it will ever get finished because this is a very difficult thing to actually do for some reason. It's wrong direction. Okay, everybody that's working, I want your attention for just a second. Can you pop back in here and take a look? I want to show you what I decided that I want to do on the back side. Give me a second to wipe my fingers off here. Okay, and I'm going to wipe up my mat. Okay, I hope everybody's watching. What I'm going to do is, because these kind of hang out here and are not real sturdy, I'm going to go back and put a single row of circles. I'll glue the whole circle and glue it on top of this. That'll make the edge of this a lot more sturdy. Okay, so I'm just going to flip it over right now and glue a circle on top of each one of those. It'll just add some body to the page. It'll decorate the back side. There we go. That will just make me happier with the weight of it. Oh, that's an awful yellow too. It's their house. Uh-oh, well that's okay, Becky, then I can't wait to see what you do. I can't wait till you show us. You have to show us when you finish. So this is my little shells page. I really like how that came out. It would also be fun, it might be fun to it might be a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys know what pin stitching is. What it is to take an ink pen and just do little hash marks. I'll show you in just a second. I'll pull it up closer. It might be fun to do that on this page. I'm not going to sit here and do it right now because I don't want to bore you to tears. And I have one more thing we're going to do, so I can't wait to see. Thank you, Carl. I like how that came out. I like it a lot. So, okay, everybody, let me know when you're done with this one. Yes, Patricia, I like it too. I like stitching. I like pin stitching. It's all fun. But it's something I don't want to make you sit and watch. Oh, okay, let's see. Becky's ready, even though she's being a rebel. Patricia's ready, even though she's going to hate me when I tell her that the next one is the hardest one. Beth's ready. Lisa's ready. Kendra's ready. I'm not sure if anybody else is playing right now because Jerry had to quit. If anybody else is out there and I need to wait up a minute, just yell at me and I'll wait. Otherwise, I'm going to go on. Now, guys, if you don't have any circles left, you need to cut some more circles. We need a few more. Oh, yes. Gloria, thank you. Clam shells is what it's called. I knew it was some kind of shells. Sharon's ready. There you go. Sharon's ready. You sure, Patricia? I don't mind waiting. I'll tell you what, Patricia, why don't you probably ought to put it down, put your stuff down and go back to that in a minute because okay, Lisa needs to cut some more circles. So Patricia, we'll wait a few minutes because Lisa's got to cut some more circles. And Beth, odds and ends circles work perfectly because that's what I have left. If I decide I need something specific, I'll go back to my envelope. I have some squares up here I can probably cut some circles out of too. Because I cut more squares than I needed. Which is fine because I might make some more stars. And Becky's going to start her stitch lines. Ah, Patricia. And Jenny's still here. Jenny, are you playing along? I forgot. I'm sorry, I forgot. Okay, Lisa, if you haven't got your circles all cut out, that's okay. Hop back in here. And I'm going to, because this one gets a little complicated. And let's see, let's do it with, oh, let me put some white paper back down. And I'm going to do it with one of the darkest ones I can. Okay. Okay, Patricia. Dawn, you're right. It would be very pretty that way. Let me get a drink. Okay. What our goal is to get this kind of a look. Okay. I'll put the dark one. I don't know which one's better, guys. I think maybe we'll do it this way. But to get this look, we have to do some, that's right, Jenny, I forgot. We have to do some kind of, I don't want to tell you math, but it's kind of some weird folding, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take our circle and we're going to fold one of them in half. And it doesn't matter what size your circle is, but you have to do it for the circles that you're going to use. So we're going to fold it in half, and then we're going to fold it again so that we end up with a quarter of a circle, okay? Now I'm going to draw a line on this. No, you know what, guys? Give me a minute. Give me just a minute. Let me make a bigger circle. Hold on. Just a second. Okay. What I'm looking for is something that is, there we go. This will do. The reason I was looking for something with color on one side and I'm looking for the biggest circle I've got on the table. Now that's interesting. This marker will not draw on this piece of paper. Okay. Good enough. I can cut a circle out. I was looking for something that's fairly light on one side and has color on the other side so that you can see what happens when I fold it up. Oh yes, Lisa, that would have worked. A piece of wallpaper. Wallpaper scraps works perfect. Guys, if something went by in chat and you ask a question, make sure you ask me again because I'm not looking at it right now. Okay. Okay, Elise, bye-bye. Okay, and I don't know who is running out of, yes, her eyes were weird, of place for snow. Oh my goodness. That's a lot of snow. Where are you, Marcy? Okay, Elise, bye-bye. Okay. Okay, bye, Jenny. Okay, so now I have I have writing on one side and her face on the other, so you can kind of see what's going on. I'm going to fold it in half and then in quarters. Okay? Oh, Frozen, Iowa. We used to live in South Dakota. Now, I said I always grab that tiny one. I'm going to draw a line on here so that you can see it better. You don't need to draw a line. I'll show you how to do it without the line. But if you can see this line, there's this point on the circle and this point on the circle. And those same 2 points are on my tiny little circle. Okay? Yeah, same type of Frozen. That's right. Patricia's in Iowa too. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this little round piece right here, and we are going to fold it back to where those, so that it's folded right at those corners. So I'm just going to fold it back like so. Okay? Now I still and that's right on that line. Then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to fold it back the same place so that I fold it right to those corners. After we get this first one, it gets easier. I'll show you why. And you want to do it with your circle. Now, okay, so now we've got it folded back here and we've got it folded back here. What we want to do is we want to open our circle up, fold it the other direction, and do the same thing with the other 2 pieces. And you cannot do them all at once because the thickness of the paper. Oh, Carl, I didn't realize that's where you were. How fun. If you folded them all at one time, the thickness of the paper would be too thick. Patricia, whatever size that you've been working with, mine are 1 3/4, I think. I just made this big one so you could see it. Okay, so by folding it like this, yes, Gloria, cathedral windows, you now get these little flips of your circle folded in. Okay? So Patricia, whatever size circle you're working with, I am going to work with my little 1 3/4 inch circles. So when you get it all folded back, now I would normally put the pattern side in the middle. I only did it this way so that you could see what I was doing. And Gloria's right. The cathedral windows is what this quilt pattern is called. And I know you cannot see this little tiny one, but what happens is, again, you end up with your little pieces of your circle folded in. Thank you, Gloria. Okay. Yeah. And once you get whatever size circle you're working with, I'm going to now take this little box, little square, and I had a piece of cardboard. I'm going to take this piece of cardboard and I'm going to draw my circle, my square on this piece of cardboard. Now when you cut it out, you need to cut out inside the line, okay? Thank you, Marcy. It's just a matter of getting the right proportions for your circle. If everybody made the same circle, if I had said, okay, everybody has to make 1.5 inch circles, I could have told you how big to make your square. But because everybody's got a little bit different, I can't tell you how big to make this square. But what I can tell you is that when you cut this out, you want to cut inside the line so that, give me just 1 second, your little square will fit in here. If it doesn't fit, trim it down a little bit. But if you've drawn around this piece and then you've cut it out, it is still a little tight on one side. I maybe didn't cut quite straight. It should fit right in there. Okay? When everybody gets their little square, their little circle folded down and their little square cut, let me know. Yes, Laura, that's, I mean, I've never made a big piece, but I have what's called a circle attachment for my sewing machine that you can start out with any piece of fabric, and when you sew around it, it becomes a circle. And then you trim it and then you turn it. And so I've made these on the sewing machine before. And a lot of times they use muslin as the back so that it's muslin that folds in. And that's basically how we're going to fold it. We're going to fold it so that the edges are white. Let me put my dark color back here. Okay, Lisa. Can you adjust these little flips that are folding in? My guess is what's happening is that when you are folding this part back, you're either not folding it to this point or you're folding it too far. So what you could do is take your ruler and line your ruler up on the points like so of your circle and just fold it so it stands up, and then turn it over and put the ruler across between the 2 points, because my guess is that's what's happening, is that it's either going too far down or not far enough. And yes, Marcy, they are. I agree. And if you just kind of stand it up each time, instead of trying to fold it all the way back, then maybe it'll come up square. Try that and let me know what happens, Lisa. And Beth, I think you're having that same issue. No, it was Patricia. Try that, Patricia, and see if it helps. I have quilt tops made. I've never done anything further with, and but we have quilts my mom and dad made, so The one that's on our bed, my mom made out of Jeffrey's t-shirts. The one that's on my guest bed, my dad embroidered it all and then quilted it all, and Mom edged it. Okay, Holly. I saved the hardest one till last. I really did. But I thought these were fun. I gave you the easiest one first, and then I progressed to a little harder. Well, I tried to not make it math, Janet. That was the thing. You know, a compass would make it really easy. But do you think I can find my compass? Let me think if I can find another way to make it fold. Lisa and Patricia, let me know how it's going, if it works any better. Gloria, my dad did a lot of embroidery after actually, he did a lot of that kind of stuff. He did needlepoint and whatnot. When he was working for General Motors in the beginning, he would work 4 or 5 days at a stretch, and he would come home in the middle of the night and couldn't go to sleep. So he would embroider. And he used to do needlepoint and all kinds of things. Holly, we folded little squares and then laid little squares on top of one another. But we folded them so that they have body and bulk. And I think I'm going to have to glue a couple of mine down a little bit. Becky, girls, I'll come back to this being wonky. Let me kind of show you what I'm going to show everybody so I can tell Becky how many circles she needs. What I would suggest is that then once you've got your little square, you put your square in the middle, and then you fold these little edges in. Okay? And Becky, it depends on how big of a piece you want to make, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them as sort of a design on my paper like that. You will have to glue the little edges down a little bit, but the little square makes folding these easy once you get it. You just put the square inside the circle and fold them in, and then I'm just going to put a dab of glue on each one of my little lips. And I'm not going to glue them down tight because part of it is to have them be kind of fluffy. Come on, I need a little glue on there. And I'll probably use my glue stick to glue them to the paper. Doesn't want to stick for some reason. And Lisa and Patricia, if you're still having trouble, give me a minute and let me do some measurements. Maybe I can give you a rough idea of what to do. So once I do that, then I am going to stick them down and just create sort of a border pattern. I'm just going to put them like so So Becky, how many ever you want to make whatever amount of pattern you want. Okay? Like so. Now then, let me do some math here. Let me glue this down. Okay, Lisa's got a square that fit inside. That's what I was going to say, Lisa. Maybe if I measure this, maybe I can come up with math. Okay, it's an 1 3/4, and this is 1 and. But Patricia, did you hear Lisa? She made a square that would fit in there. You want to make sure that your square fits inside your circle. Oh, Patricia, I'm sorry. That's not good. I'm sorry. Yep. Yes, Becky, the square is just it's just to make life easier folding these little pieces of paper, because if you're trying, and when I do this, when I did it in fabric, I made a square to fit inside my circle so that as I pressed it, that they were all the same. It just makes it so much easier to press it. Now, one of the things that my envelopes have some design and pattern on the back of them, and I'm not going to worry about that. Patricia, what Lisa just did was to just start cutting a square, and she cut it down until the square it doesn't actually go all the way out to the edge. It's just a touch shorter than the circle. As long as it fits in the circle, then it's easier to. Okay, Patricia. Now, you know what? Maybe for some reason this glue's not wanting to stick today. Maybe if I use my glue stick, it'll be better. There we go. And once again, you kind of want to look at what your inside pattern pieces look like. If this was fabric, this is one of those things you would use up a lot of your scraps on. Oh, that's a good idea, Becky. She's coloring the tabs with a marker before she glues them down. And she's leaving her little piece of cardboard in there. I'll show you. I know what she's talking about. I'll show it to you. Give me just 1 second. I think my glue stick just died. Do I have anything I can color with? Of course, everyone, there's a black one. What she's doing, guys, is she's taking her square, leaving it in her circle, like so, folding these over, and just coloring this. And as long as you leave that square of cardboard in there, your coloring won't end up on your design, your pattern that's inside. Like so. They sure are making a lot of noise for painting a house next door. That might be the roofers behind us. And the music has stopped, so somebody must have gone home. Now, when you take this cardboard out and glue your little tabs down, they're like so. Hi, Ruth. It turned. Oh, good, Patricia. I turned on of my circle. Sherry, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Circles into a square to fit. Perfect, Sherry. Oh, turned it into a circle to fit. Yes. Yeah, I think so too, Janet. I think that would be gorgeous together. I think grouping them like that would be really pretty then. And you can just make as many as you want. I'm probably going to do just the two, I don't know, 2 rows down. I haven't decided yet, really. Now, if you were careful and paid attention, you could make sure that the backs of all of your paper was the same color too. Oh, Sherry, my brain is always fuzzy. Yep, this glue stick is gone. Yep. Okay. Oh, there's another one in there. Oh, yeah. The other thing you might want to do is to push down with your little card just to make sure that everything is sticking down on your page. Yeah, Lisa says she got lucky because her back, the back is all and Holly, Janet, if you're not reading, Holly says, Janet says to have some tea. I really like how these circles stick out, and of course these pages won't be together, but they'll be in the same signature. I got to get my new book all cut up, Lisa, so that I have some wallpaper to work with. The big book I'm not cutting up until I'm ready to use those pieces because they're big enough to almost cover a book with. So I've only been taking out pieces that I know what I'm going to do with them. Lisa, I'm gluing down the little tabs, and then I'm going back and gluing down the square. If you don't glue the tabs down, they pop up, so you kind of have to glue the tabs down. And then now see, that one is not, I apparently didn't fold that one quite right because it's not quite square. But I am not going to worry about it. That's me, and you know that, guys, right? Oh, I think so. Marcy, give me just a second. Let me fold a couple. Marcy just asked if these would be good for charms, and I think you could. I think I've got some. Okay. No. Well, I just did that one totally backwards. I wasn't paying any attention to what I was doing, and I folded it backwards. What I'm thinking, Marcy, is you could take two of them and back them back to back. Okay, I missed something. Okay, Lisa, bye-bye. I can't wait to see him. Okay, and Dawn and Janet, did I miss a question that I should Patricia says she thought I was going to have, it says it's an easy project. Okay, guys, don't forget, I need you to have a big piece of something like cereal box, big enough that it is going to be, at least one piece is going to be your page, and you got to have enough to stick in your signature. We can add a piece of paper to this side to make the other side, so make sure you've got that. And then, okay, and then you throw your brayer on the floor. Make sure you have a nice big chunk of corrugated cardboard, and this piece is not quite as big enough, so you want to have those things for next week. And either security envelopes or something. We're going to need some backing. You'll also need craft knife and mat if you've got it. We're going to cut something, so it's going to be a little hard to cut with scissors. You could probably cut it with scissors. Might be a little difficult, but I bet you could do it. Okay, Marcy, I've got two done. Thank you, Becky. I especially want to see where you were off doing your own thing, because that's always the fun part. Oh, okay, you were answering Lisa's question. Okay, thank you, Janet. Yeah, Holly, Mary said she'd be on about 5:30. Okay, I'm going to take I'm just going to take a piece of cord so that I can put it in somewhere else later. Scissors. I've lost my scissors. There they are. And I always tie knots in my cord so that my charm won't slide off. Now I'm going to put glue on the backs of both sides. This glue stick has an attitude. I'm just going through glue sticks like crazy today. So this was a hard one, Patricia. Sorry about that. But it was fun. Okay, Becky, we'll talk to you later, and I'll be looking for the pictures after a bit. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm putting this across the corners with the knot right here at this corner. And I'm just going to glue it in like this. And now when it dries, I have it on a string I can use for a charm. Thanks, Becky. I'm glad you had fun. This one's not staying down, so we're going to glue it again. And I think I want to put a couple more in there, so. How are everybody? I know Patricia's having a day. How is everybody else doing? And what I might do, Marcy, is to put a hole in this and use it for a tag. I haven't just I will decide. I might just wait and put it on a tag or something. Yes, they're all paper circles from envelopes. Jerry, did you see this one, Jerry? Just a minute, let me turn it over. They're all different security envelopes. This one and this one and that one I have very few of, but they've all showed up in the mail. You get this one and that one, this one all the time, but these are, a few of them are a little bit odd. They're a little different than everything else. Now I will tell you, Mom does save me stuff, but the security envelopes seem to show up in our mail. I know that the insurance company, there's a couple of them, like that one. The people who ask you if you want to get their credit card, those, I get a lot of those too. I got a red and white one the other day, Jerry, which I thought is going to have to be hearts. You know, it's red and white. Well, Carl, if they're boring, then you know, you can also paint them with watercolor and stuff like that. Instead of having different patterns, you could have different colors of the same pattern. Well, Barb mentioned that earlier, Jerry, to because my tub is getting too full, and I was clearing out. Of course, what I did was got rid of all the ones that were kind of the same. I didn't get rid of the ones that were real different. The ones that I've got 500 millions of. But you know, I'm trying to behave myself and only keep one tub. Let me see, where'd it go? This is my shoebox of envelopes. And you see it's very full. So I did have to reduce. You hope I didn't get rid of any? I put them in the recycle bin. Oh, that I wouldn't purge the cool ones. No, I was very careful. The other thing is I had a whole lot of plain white ones, which I use for my traveler's notebooks. Uh-oh. I boo-booed right there. Oh, that's my other one. Oh, goodness, I have to have some more circles. And I have to tell y'all, I have started not saving every little piece. I just have enough. I think I'm going to do 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think that's what I'm going to glue to this particular page. Leave sort of a brown border around it. Well, that works too, Patricia. Oh yes, Jerry, I will be glad to. I'm not going right this second. I want to finish this for one thing. Although it's been, goodness, even though I was late, I've been on 3.5 hours. So, but yes, Jerry, because I think you missed the little star, and I know you were working on the one thing that I don't know what you call that, the folded points one. And Gloria was here, and she reminded me what some of the names of things were, because I can never remember. Somebody the other day said, Jerry said that they wish they had my imagination, and like you said the other day that you wish you were in my head. Well, I told her that, you know, she might not like it, because sometimes in the middle of the night stuff wakes me up. Things are not wanting to stick today. I don't know what the deal is. We're going to get rain, but I didn't think it was. It may be because it's cold in here. How's everybody doing with theirs? Lisa and Beth and Kendra and everybody else? Yes, Jerry, it would be. Uh-huh. Yep. Okay, my fingers are totally stuck together. Beth is doing good, and Marcy's great, and Sharon's good. Kendra's loving it, and Dawn's having fun watching. That's cool. And I'm hoping my new friend I met at the book sale is watching too. Okay. Jerry, my circles are 1 3/4 inches because that is what I had as a circle punch. Lisa used 2-inch circles because she had a 2-inch circle punch. I said anything, I measured my tacky glue bottle is about 1.5 inches, and this is about 2 inches. So anything from about 1.5 inches to 2 inches would work, because if you have to draw around something and don't have a circle punch, guys, I have no idea why stuff is not sticking today, this afternoon. There we go. That's kind of like Mary's illuminated borders. Well, that's awesome. Let me see. Great. Carl, I'm so glad. Patricia, I only ever hollered at one student, and I was 5 months pregnant. Okay. Jerry asked for a little review, so I'm going to do a little review. These are the little stars we made, Jerry. They're 3 folded squares. We just took a square like that and a square like, so we have 3 of them, and then what we do is, this one has a folded edge, this is the folded edge, and you turn it over and you put this folded edge against one of the cut edges. Then this point right here, you lay this point, this is the cut edge, on there. And you end up with a little star. Now, it's best if you glue those a little bit together if you're going to try to glue them down. Okay, so that was that one. Maybe I'll glue that on there. That would be cute. Yep, I'm going to glue that on there. Right there. Then on the other side, well, this way, that's right, is the little folded squares. And Jerry, that one is kind of, we had a little confusion with it, but it's really not hard. You have to, yeah, Jerry, that's what Lisa used, was a 2-inch, and the little charm is real cute. I just glued 2 of these together around a thread, around a string. On these, you just fold your square like so. Then you take this point and bring it to that point. And this point and bring it to this point. And you want to glue these together pretty much at every step of the way. Okay? And then you work with these folded edges, putting the folded edges together in the center, and then you lay them in with the lines over the top. It's another quilt pattern, and I don't remember what it's called by any means. Things just did not want to stick today. I'm going to have to put stuff under a book. Oh, Janet, that's yeah, if you're not getting them cut, especially this one, this would probably work. This might not work so well. So if you've got Hobby Lobby, they do a discount on their punches quite often. Okay, then we did the clamshells, and that is rows of circles lined up. And we are having a discussion about the fact that pin stitching around the circles, around each of these circles, would be really nice. And I will probably go in, well, actually I'll do some of it right now. I think what I'm just going to do is do just the top edge of these circles, like so. I didn't want to make everybody sit and watch me do this, so I'll probably do the rest of it later. But that's, and then I'll probably pin stitch all the way around these outside circles. And Jerry, when we did that, I let it hang over the page, so I went back and put a circle on the back side because the single circle was not sturdy enough. Okay, I'm missing something. Yeah, Gloria, I'm still here. Won't be for much longer, though, because my voice is starting to go. Dawn is gone. Bye, Dawn. Oh, good. Okay. So then we did that, and then we did this one, which is Cathedral Window. And Jerry, we had a little issue. When I fold these circles, what I do is I fold my circle in half, and then in a quarter, and then I fold it along this point like so. But Lisa and Patricia kept coming up with something that wasn't square, because I just fold it like that, and I turn it over, fold it, and then I find a square. I can draw around my square and cut on the inside so that I get a square to fold it. Lisa and Patricia were having trouble, so what they did was just cut a square until it fit inside the circumference of their circle. Okay, Gloria's messages are getting retracted for some reason. Janet, I'm sorry that cutting the circles by hand is not working. Okay. This star or this one, Gloria? Because frankly, I don't know. I really don't know which ones are which. I remember them. I just don't remember them well enough. Oh, okay, Gloria. As long as it's you doing it, then that's good. I'm not sure which. This one. It could be. I don't know. They tend to make it into because it's folded, Gloria. Because it's, and they do this with fabric. They fold it and fold it with fabric, and then these points pick up. And they tend to do it into pillow tops and pin cushions and things like that, because these are not actually sewn down in what I remember. So I'm not sure what it's called. Okay, guys, I wanted to show you one more thing. Last week I hadn't really finished my my windows, and I went in and I painted them, and I am just in love with these windows. I really like how these pages came out. Just a minute, Marcy, and I want to show this and then I'll put it down. But I just love how these came out. I really am happy with them. I didn't get them put in my book yet because it took me a while to get them painted. So I will be putting them in where they go around other pages, so you can see things through them. Just a minute, guys. Hold on one second. Threefold. Okay. Okay, and Marcy, as far as attaching the little charm to the page, you know what I might do? Where's my charm? What did I do with it? Just a second, Marcy, I lost it. There it is. What if we glued it on? No. Patricia Stubbs, hold on just a minute because I'm not sure. Three-fold circles. Three folded circles. Okay, give me just a minute. We could glue it on like this. I don't want to glue it over here. What I'd really like to do is glue it right there where it hangs in front of these. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. If I can get my glue stick apart. There we go. What I'm going to do I made a new one of these. I want it to dangle, but I don't want it to dangle too much. So I'm going to put this like that. And I'm going to fold it so it goes on the back side. Now the thing is, you'll want to come over here and tie a knot in this string. Oh, what do you do with these folded circles? Okay, thank you, Patricia. I glued them. Once I glued the little flaps down, I glued each of these little flaps down like so, and then I glued them in a pattern on my page. That's what I did with the folded circles. Then we folded 2 and glued them together around a string. Now, Marcy, you want to go on this side of your page, and right here where this string is coming under there, the easiest way to do a knot. Okay, this is a really good tip, guys. Okay, Tanya's tip of the day. Okay, get yourself a good size needle. When you want a knot to be placed at a specific spot, and I do this with my jewelry all the time. Yes, Jerry, I throw my anything that's doubled up, I throw it out because it doesn't lay flat. But this is a really, really good tip. To make a knot right where you want it, you need something to tie the knot around. So what I do, and I just am going to use a granny knot, I take my end, I stick it back through, and now I have a little loop, right? So I take my needle and I put my needle right up where I want my knot to go. Can you see that? And I pull until it goes down, and then I slide my needle out, and the knot will be right where I want it. You could have as many charms as you want, Carl. Just do whatever you want. Guys, if you haven't watched Leather and Jade, her name is Stephanie, Leather and Jade's, and see, once again, I'm putting my needle right there where I want my knot to go. And the knot will go right there. And I'm just going to continue tying 2 or 3 knots until I have a nice big knot, because what this is going to do is keep it from sliding through there. And let me see here. Carl, yes, I mean, this is yours. You can do whatever you want to with it. You can put as many charms or no charms. You can do one of the projects and not all of the projects. Now, this is nylon thread. It's a nylon upholstery thread that I have a whole box of these little spools. So I don't use this for my jewelry, but I use it whenever I want a nice strong cord. But now I have all these knots right there, and it'll keep it from pulling back through so that I can cut. If I have scissors, I can cut this right here and not worry about having my charm pull out on the other side. And it's, you know, just, you've got to have something tiny, but a big needle works really well. Okay, and then your charm can be floating around down here and it won't pull. Now, granted, the glue is still wet, so if I pulled it right now, it would probably come out. But it'll be on my page. And Marcy, I'll try this week to get that that little circle thing that you want done. I'll try this week to get that done. Thank you. Jerry just posted Stephanie's channel or video. I'm not sure whether it's a channel or video, but she just did flip part 1 and part 2 of her Totally Junk journal, and you guys need to take a look at it because it is awesome. That journal she's working on is just fabulous. It took her 2 parts to do the that's her channel, guys. It's just recent, just in the last week, I think, that she put up her Totally Junk journal, and it's part 1 and part 2. So you really ought to check that out because it's really fun. So we have some new pages, okay? And what are we going to bring next week? What are we going to make sure we have? We're going to make sure we have a big, this is not quite big enough. I wish it were bigger, you know, a big chunk. About the size of one of your pages. Whatever page size you want this to be about the size of that. You're going to have some cereal box weight cardboard in a big enough piece that at least one side will be your page. And I may attach something else to this other piece so that it will fit in my journal. Jerry says you're going to bring junk. Yes, you are going to bring junk. And you probably best, if you have it, have a cutting knife and a mat to cut on. I'm going to probably use this, but if you don't have that, we'll have to do it with scissors. And then, of course, all your normal stuff. We need plenty of, as Lori Marie would call them, underpants, either security envelope or book pages or... Yes, and Stephanie makes fabulous charms. So and that circle weaving is one of the things she's had so much fun with, Marcy. And Marcy, if you'll message me, I can tell you which live that's in. I have them written down. I just don't have it here with me because today was kind of discombobulated running. Because, man, guys, we ran home and I ran in and turned everything on and to get everything ready. But I am going to get ready to go here. I've been on almost 4 hours and my throat is starting to decide it's done. You know what? I think I like this better. Let me do this way. There you go. No, I liked it better before. I change my mind whatever I'm going to do here. So there we go. Yeah, guys, you can use book pages all the time. One of the things that the security envelopes for me gives me is that it gives me different patterns. Next week, I'm actually going to use book pages because of what I have in my head. So I'm going to use book pages. And thank you, Dawn, and thank you, everybody. Thanks, Holly. But yeah, Jerry, a lot of things would be fine with just book pages. The other thing is you could mix the book pages in with your security envelopes. And here was my test sample. And guys, that's one where it's all the same color. And these would be cute on tags and everything else. Well, thank you guys for coming, Jerry. Thank you all for coming. I want to read you a quote from my little 1001 Ways to Creativity. Okay, we tend to think of creativity in terms of frantic bursts of inspiration, but quiet reflection is also required to produce order from the chaos of the creative process. Now, you guys want to be in my head. This chaos of creative process is sometimes what happens. So, anyways, guys, bye, everybody. I'll see you all. Okay, next week I should be on time. There shouldn't be any problems. And like I said, we just need those things for next week. And Lisa, I don't know when we're going to use that big envelope now, or the little metal pieces, because I got sidetracked. Thank you, Dawn. Okay, guys, have a great rest of your weekend. I love you all, and thanks for coming, and bye-bye. Talk to y'all later.